Hello and welcome back to Wargaming with me, Gary. This seems to be working much better than I thought it was going to. So what I'm doing is, for those of you who are following, I've tried several different ways of doing the filming. So the first one was to do a whole big batch on Saturdays and Sundays. Now the first one worked quite well, but fell apart because we're quite a busy family, and we love seeing our family, love seeing our friends, and we all normally, most weekends there's normally something going on, so it just didn't work. So I didn't do any videos the following week, and then managed to squeeze out some more, but then the sun was out. I wanted to get out in the garden, so I started rushing them a bit. So what I decided to do was to try and see if I could do a short film or a short video after work in the evenings whilst I'm doing my painting, and that seems to be working. And you know what, if I'd have just spent a little bit more time looking at other people's videos, I would have known that, because an awful lot of people, that's what they do. I get a lot of advice and knowledge from the things that people are already doing. So that's that. Let's get on with these figures. I've got 6 more. No, I haven't. I've got 12 more figures, 2 batches of 6, and they're all Orcs from the Renegade Miniatures catalogue. Let me just see if I've got that right. Oh, don't need the glasses in there. Oh, but I do. Here we are. Right, okay. Then I'm going to zoom in, because that seems to work quite well. Let's come down a little bit. Okay. So 6 more spearmen, and I'll go into this a little bit more, not tonight, but I'll go through it a bit more when I've when I've got at least a couple of regiments on the go. The reason I'm going to do that is because I want to. Each regiment will be in a clan, and they'll go on my campaign. And those of you who have heard me start talking about my timeline and my story, which will lead into all of this, will know that I'm working on that. So what I want to do is get enough out there so that I can then start saying, right, this clan did this, they come about at this particular time, and that will link into the history, the timeline, and the campaigns. So that's the first 6. I'll turn them around a little bit. I'll do the front 3 first. Turn them round. I must admit, I'm very pleased with these. These Renegade and Black Tree, they both do lovely Orcs. Let me just move my hand out of the way so you can see. Yeah, very nice, very nice. And then I'll move them out of the way, move them up there, the second 3. Now, what I've done on purpose is, you'll see this guy, he's got a different shield from everybody else, and it kind of, I just kind of thought, oh, you know what, like, that would be ideal. Like, he's in the middle of a battle and he's just picked up someone's shield, so I quite like that, you know, like that kind of flexibility, especially with fantasy figures. So yeah, so there we are. There, those 3 as well. I'll just move them round so you can see the back. Yeah, very pleased with them. I'll move them 3 out of the way, and then I'll move in now. The next 6 figures are not spearmen. These are swordsmen. Well, they're kind of like clubbing tools, as opposed to specialist sword fighting Orcs. I get the feeling, from what I've seen and what I've read, and what I want my figures to be like. Put a sword in a orc's hand and he's going to use it like a club, and that's what I've got. So I've got swordsman, I've got axes, I've got morning stars, all sorts of clubbing type weapons. So we just quickly go through these, and I don't know if you can see. I'll just move that in a bit. If you can see the name, I put the names of the chiefs. And I think he's a lovely looking figure. Yeah, so I've put the name of the chiefs. I was watching Game of Thrones, and I noticed that like some of the furred cloaks that some of the characters had a tint of red in it. So I put a little bit of red. So I took a brown and I put red in the brown, and I'm really pleased with the way that's come out. So yeah, so that's him. Then there's this guy here who is his champion or bodyguard. So I think he's come out lovely. Then there's another standard bearer, and this guy you can see. I don't know. Can you? Yeah. There's a ball and chain. So I've painted a ball and chain onto the standard. I think the standard might be. I need to do one or two things. Either make the standard a little bit smaller, so it doesn't get quite so creased so much by the figure, or raise the standard pole. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I'll have to give that some thought and see how we go. But yeah, so that's that chap there. And then there's my favourite of these figures, and possibly my favourite figure at the moment, is the drummer. I love the drummers. I think, although I haven't said that, the Black Tree Designs do also a lovely drummer. Let me just show you in comparison. There's the two drummers, and I think they are fantastic, and I think they go quite well together actually. So yeah, so I'll put him back there. And what I might do is I might actually create a drum corps. That might be interesting. Yeah, anyway, so that's that. And then there's these two chaps with swords, yeah, clubbing type swords. So that's that. Let me just pan out. I'll try and do another video tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get some more figures painted, and then we'll just go from there. So I want to get these orcs finished, or the orcs I've got here finished, and then I'll get back onto the ancient Assyrians, and I'll show you where I am with that. So okay, so that's me. I'm just babbling a bit now, aren't I? So I'm going to go. All the very best. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.